So let's do this, and let's go Control A. That's going to select everything. And then I'm going to go to my object properties. I'm going to make sure that show frozen in gray is not there, and I'm going to freeze. Let's go ahead and set some lights. Now I'm over here in my command panel, and I'm going to go to lights, and I'm changing to standard. And I'm just going to get an Omni light, and I will place it right about here. So here's what I want to do with this light, is that I'm going to give it some special properties here. Now first off, the shadows are off. That's fine. I don't want shadows to be on for this. And in the intensity, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up, make it a little bit more intense. How about 1.5? And the color, I don't want it to have the same color. I also want to bring up the intensity of it by making it more or less a white light. Now here's the important thing. Here's the new thing. We're not going to use a decay, but what we are going to use is called attenuation. So we can adjust the amount of decay. In other words, adjust the amount of area that we want it to cover. Right now, it's going to be fully bright until about 6 feet 8 inches. And then by the time it gets to 16 feet 8 inches, it's going to become dark. It won't have any more effect. So, and it gives you a little bit of a gizmo. So let's go back to perspective so you can see it. And you can see here's a part of the gizmo on the outside, here's it on the inside. Let me make those a bit smaller. So let's bring that inside down to where it's just illuminating sort of that table area. You see the gizmo now? And then on the inside, let's bring that down so it's strongest right around that basin right there. Okay, so we can see here's the, I don't know if you can see it, but here's the gizmo on the inside. Everything in there is going to be super bright, or this amount of bright, and then it's going to fade, fade, fade until it gets to this outside here. Let's take a render and so you can see that. Okay, so you can see the result here in our rendering. It just has sort of like this glow around it right here. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I think we'll do is we're going to put a glow right up here as well. So I'm just going to shift copy this up and just say, okay, that's fine. And I'll move it a bit closer. You see, so you can see, let me see if we can see it closer from the top. Yeah, so you can see it very clearly. Here's the gizmo right here. And it's showing you the parameters of where's that at. That's where the painting's at. Okay, I think, or the stained glass window, I should say. That's going to be pretty good. All right. And to create more emphasis, I think, you know how we had these stained glass windows being self-illuminated? I think I'm going to take that off. This one right here, this is one of the windows that you see the most, at least in the angle that I've been taking my picture from. And we go over here to our materials. Okay, so we have this big old mess. If I just click on here, see where it's active, that's showing this one right here. It'll jump right to it. See how it moved it up right over here? And so I know this is the one. And what I'm going to do with this one is that self-illumination, I'm going to drop that down to, let's say, 20% instead of it being 100%. So it will be still illuminated a little bit, but it'll be a lot dimmer. Okay, so that's one that we see a lot. Another one that we see is this one right over here. So if I were to find that here and bring that one also down to about 20%. Finally, this one right here, let's find that one. There it is. And I'm going to bring that one down to about 20%. So they'll still be a little bit self-illuminated, but just not near so much. With that, let's go back to our camera view, put the roof back on, and see if we've accomplished something. Not bad as we look past the row of pews here and towards the front. These are a little bit better than what they were. I think we can just do slightly better than that though. Make it a little bit more mystical. And that would be on this guy right here to go ahead and selecting this and going to our material editor. And we're going to go ahead and make that self-illuminated. We'll bring that all the way up. What the heck? You know, sometimes making things a little bit cartoony, overemphasizing things. You know, it works. It's not such a bad thing. Okay, and back to my camera view. Oh, we're getting really close. So, yeah, we definitely look like something magical is happening here. But let's bring out the color in these guys as well a little bit. So for one thing, I might take the light itself. There's a light for that one. And I'm going to increase the size of that to encompass a little bit more of what's going on around it. But also the table, I'm going to self-illuminate that at least a bit. And the candlesticks, I'm going to illuminate those a bit. Maybe not fully, not as much as the other. But a bit. Okay. Now let's see. Do we have it now? Yeah. So through the lighting, we've definitely drawn your attention to the front here. There's something magical going on up here.